Good afternoon, everybody. Thursday, October 5th, 2017, voting meeting, 3 o'clock. We've already had our pledge and our prayer. We're going to move right on into the approval of minutes. That was moved by Mr. Park, second by Mr. Beard. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We're going to look at item number 4, approval of add-ons. Item 20, exercise option to use Hackberry solid waste lease for additional 5 years.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Quinn. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We do have one yellow card today. Mr. Tom B. Card. Step up and say a word.
Yes, sir. What do you want to say?
At the mic.
Good.
Oh, yeah, all four, so we can hear you.
Wanted to just take a minute. I know you have a full day and a full agenda. On behalf of myself, and other members of the PCAR group, Mike Michaud, Nick Waltz, and Congressman Alexander, who sends his regards, to just spend 1 minute of your time giving you a kind of a brief thumbnail sketch of some things that are ongoing and some things that we think are promising on the horizon for the parish. This past session, a very active one. We managed to move the pilot legislation through the House and got it to a deadlock vote in the Senate. It's something that we've continued to have discussions with members of the Senate, and if it's in the interest of the jury to pursue it, we're ready for another fight. In any event, the legislation dealing with construction work in progress, Senate Bill 140, will be as constitutional amendment number 1 on the ballot, as you all know. So there's nothing I need to tell you about that. The Coastal Master Plan this year, we were very happy to see included shoreline protection in it, and we thought it was something that was very helpful to Cameron and Vermillion, the coastal parishes. That they really did a great job on the Coastal Master Plan this year. Ryan and other members participated in some of the events during the legislative session, which gave great visibility to the parish. The Elephant Stomp was one. We had a Southwest Louisiana delegation evening at our Baton Rouge office, which was much appreciated by all the legislators in Southwest Louisiana. And of course, we had Coastal Day at the legislature, where we were able to kind of display a lot of things the coastal parish featured in Cameron. On the federal side, one more thing on the state side, the fiscal cliff does come next year. And we have had some extensive discussions with the governor and extensive discussions with the speaker. And the good thing is now that the governor and the speaker are talking to each other. And so that's a big plus. And hoping that they find some common ground. I think everybody realizes how serious it is with $1 billion of potential taxes falling off the rolls, that they better get a jump start. And this isn't something they can deal with at the last minute. And so we're very optimistic. We're going to probably see a special session the last week of February. Regular session will start March 10th, so they'll have to consider this in a special session. On the federal side, real quickly, Congressman Alexander and I were having our weekly call this morning and had some very positive news. He had a meeting with Appropriations Chairman Rodney Frelinghuysen, who was one of the junior members when he was a congressman that he mentored, and they had formed the Rodney Caucus with Rodney Frelinghuysen and Rodney Alexander. He's from New Jersey. He's chairman of Appropriations now, which is Congressman Alexander's old committee. Indicated to him that there was a strong sentiment amongst the leadership in the House to likely move back to a time of using project designation, which is referred to as earmarks. Because there's been simply a lack of satisfaction by these departments who know nothing about where these projects are going and what the needs are in congressional districts making decisions, and having bureaucrats send millions and billions of dollars down into areas where they don't even know where or what they're doing with them, versus letting the congressman who knows and has to be responsive to those constituents designate the projects. And so that would be a tremendous thing for us in the future, obviously in a number of areas for infrastructure, through water resources development and things like that. So we'll keep you posted on that. But apparently the speaker has got somewhat frustrated that he can't control his house anymore, so he needs a whip. So I know you have a lot going on, so I just want to conclude by saying we appreciate the opportunity to represent you. It is a real joy for us to represent a client who absolutely has their objectives and knows where they want to go. It makes our job easy because you are always very prepared. You always have very clear vision of what you want to accomplish. And of course, Ryan, being an excellent conduit between the jury and us, gives us very clear sight on what your objectives are. We appreciate the opportunity to represent you. So if anybody has any questions for me or one of the guys, we'll be happy to answer.
Good. Thank you.
Good. Thank you again.
And you're right, we are good people.
Except for Danny.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right.
Thank y'all very much.
You bet. Okay.
Don't drive out the front way, go to the back street.
Go the
That's
back,
just flooded, huh?
yeah,
It's salt water, you don't want to drive that.
Oh, really? Saltwater. Okay.
just take the back road.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you go up the, you go to the side of the courthouse,
Okay.
take that first.
Okay.
They'll bring them around.
Looks like we're gonna die
Good to see
tonight.
y'all.
So what we're gonna
Later,
get
baby.
from it is high tide for the next couple of days because of the easterly wind. Gust of wind from 20 to 35 miles an hour. And then Saturday we'll start getting north wind, which then we'll still have gusts at 20 to 35, but be pushing the water out. Very little rain for the whole weekend. We might get from a quarter of an inch to an inch in the next few days. So, and then we got the cold front, the middle of next week, we'll start seeing 50 and 60 degree weather. Yeah, well, the lows will be the upper 50s and the highs will still be the upper 70s.
I'm talking
but
about, I like that cool
start
weather.
to- Yeah, you can.
So for 850, mid-50s, you're, all right.
I'll be a little bit warmer.
All right, we're gonna move to item 5, other permits. A, Field Energy LLC, West Cameron. B, Omega Protein Corporation, Cameron. C, Boyd and Carol Smith, Hackberry, Christie Drive. D, Cameron Parish, Foley, Drury, Grand Lake. Moved by Mr. Park, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6, appointments. Fire Protection District number 9, Joe Landry, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. Beard, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, Recreation District number 7, Jennifer Vincent, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. Doxey, second by Mr. Hicks, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. C, Recreation District number 9, Kathy B. Short, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. Beard, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, Sweet Lake, Grand Lake Cemetery Board, Jim Paul DuPont, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. Quinn, second by Mr. Beard, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. E, Waterworks District number 10, Jim Snyder, term expired.
Move to reappoint Jim Snyder.
Move to reappoint by Mr. DuPont, second by Mr. Clark, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Waterworks District number 11, Grace Robideau, term expired.
Move to reappoint Grace.
Move to reappoint by Mr. DuPont,
Second.
second by Mr. Falk, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Waterworks District number 16, Clifford Myers, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by
Second.
Mr. Beard, second by Quinn? Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Waterworks District number 16, Darrell A. Bear, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. Beard,
Second.
second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 7, consideration of resolution for Camp West Calcasieu Cameron Hospital to increase existing monthly per diem rate up to the maximum amount of $300 per meeting, not to exceed 12 meetings in a calendar year. Moved by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Doxey, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Consideration of resolution to transfer ownership of 8-inch water line from Channelview Drive to Pierce Mitchell Lane to Hackberry Waterworks District Number 2. Moved by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Doxey, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Consideration of resolution authorizing Ryan Boreal, Parish Administrator, to sign reports for the COCA, CAA, and public transit consisting of the mileage traveled, hours spent in transit, and persons picked up, submitted to, and required by DOTD.
Move to accept.
Moved by Mr. Quinn, accept. Second by Mr. Hicks, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, consideration of resolution requesting the Sabine River Authority amend the operation plan.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Quinn, second by Mr. Hicks, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 11, consideration of resolution for Cameron Parish certifying compliance with requirements of participation in LA DOTD off-system bridge program.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Falk, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 12, approve Louisiana Fur and Wildlife Festival sponsorship.
Like to, do the, top sponsor, Darryl,
5,000.
5,000, we did last year,
Yeah, what, it's,
gold sponsor.
yeah, we did 5,000 we did 5,000 last year.
Okay. Make a motion for 5,000.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Park to approve 5,000 for Louisiana Fur and Wildlife Festival, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Authority to advertise for requests for proposals. A, RFP for limestone. B, RFP for dust control.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Park. Second by Mr. Falk, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, authority to advertise to amend ordinance to change speed limit on the following parish roads in Little Florida subdivision from 25 to 15 miles per hour. Parish Road 528, 529, 552, 551, 559, and 558.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Park,
Second.
second by Mr. Falk, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, pay the bills.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Beard, all in favor.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Refuse.
Accused by Mr. Quinn. Motion carries. Item 16, consideration of change order, courthouse renovation. Additional work identified as described. Total contract increase, $59,811.64.
Move to
Change.
accept.
Move to accept by Mr. Park,
Second.
second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Renewal of state lease number 618, Hackberry Walking Trail and Boat Launch. Moved by Mr. Hicks,
Second.
second by Mr. Dupont, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 18, approved NACO membership dues, $450. Moved by Mr. Hicks,
Second.
second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Authority to obtain appraisal for Creole Fire Station property.
Move.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Hicks, second by Mr. Falk, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Exercise option to renew Hackberry solid waste lease for additional 5 years. Moved by Mr. Hicks,
Second.
second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Move to adjourn.
Motion carries. They have a move to adjourn by Mr. Park, second by Mr. Quinn, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.